I was 20 years old when this happened, back in 2011. That night, Dad and I had just left Anaheim's Honda Center after attending a Monday night REW taping there. That night was very special because it was the night The Rock made his return. No one expected him to show up, so you can imagine the excitement of my dad, myself, and all the wrestling fans. Back to it. I'll move past the wrestling match to what came next afterward. Especially what happened when we went to Carl's Jr. That day Carl's Jr. was packed, so Dad skipped the drive-thru line. The dining room clearly had fewer people, so we went inside, and I ordered my usual spicy chicken sandwich, rice, and a Sprite. My dad ordered a Big Carl burger and a Coke. We sat at the table for about 20 minutes, eating and talking about wrestling and everything that had just happened at Monday Night REW. Just then, Dad suddenly made a weird face. I asked what was up. He said he suddenly needed the bathroom. One of those gotta go right now emergencies. I told him I would wait for him at the table, and then he rushed to the bathroom to do his business. I pulled out my phone, scrolled through photos, and thought about posting them on Facebook to share with friends and family, but I hadn't figured out what kind of caption to write yet. A few minutes later, I smelled a very foul odor getting closer. It smelled like someone hadn't showered in months. Then someone softly patted my shoulder once. I thought it was my dad, but when I looked up, I saw a face that I can't forget to this day. It was a very scruffy-looking man, a weird grin, yellow teeth with stains, acne marks there, long greasy black hair, and a thick beard too. Without saying a word, he rushed forward and hugged me. He started telling me I was beautiful, and that I reminded him of his wife. God, that line sounded so weird. Even if true, it felt wrong. I muttered a quick thanks, then tried to pull free from his hug anyway, but he seemed a little upset and tried to hug me again. Then he said, "Listen to me, or I'll stab you." Those words chilled me. I held my breath, sure this guy wasn't totally normal. Did he really have a weapon? If he did, would he stab me? Then Dad burst out of the bathroom, cursing, "Let him go or I'll kill you." He's fiercely protective of me always. Thank God. The creep finally let go of me and started explaining to my dad. He said he was a friend from my school and just wanted to catch up with me. Please, that guy obviously looks over 40. Sure, some older folks attend college, but I don't know him at all. Never met him before. He was making excuses. Still, I told Dad he'd threatened to stab me. In my face, this scared the creep, and he ran out the back door of Carl's Jr., clearly in a panic. I was terrified myself. I rushed to Dad, crying, and held him tight. After just watching, nearby customers came over and asked if I was hurt at all. I said I'm fine, but thought, why did you do nothing just now? Then, at all? But to be honest, I could understand. They probably didn't know what was happening, because they were all minding their own business, and I didn't scream. We called the police afterward. Police arrived. We all gave witness accounts and brief descriptions. Days later, I heard the weirdo was arrested at last. They say he's homeless. Police know him well. He often acts violent and aggressive toward others in public, without warning. And I experienced his danger firsthand that night. I really don't know why he targeted me and ran into Carl's Jr. saying those threatening things, but I guess he wasn't mentally stable at the time. This is definitely one of the scariest things I've ever experienced. In the early 21st century, while I was in college, I often ate at one restaurant because I had a cousin who worked there, and he would give me a discount whenever he could. The story I'm about to share is one of the most terrifying experiences of my life, possibly even the most terrifying. I truly believe that if things hadn't unfolded the way they did, I and the other people involved could have been seriously hurt, or worse. Here's the story. That day, I remember I was with my best friend, who we'll just call Sai. We just finished a movie around 8 p.m., Right then, I asked if he wanted to eat something. He said yes, but didn't know where we should go next. Then I mentioned a restaurant near my place and my cousin who works there. He liked it, so we agreed quickly. We drove 5 minutes to the restaurant and were seated quickly. Mostly empty, only 2 other tables had guests, so service should be very quick. I also remember my cousin was there and took our order. After about another 10 minutes, our food arrived and we started to eat. So far, so good. About 40 minutes in, they said closing soon and needed to clean, so we had to go. Then Xiaosai went to the restroom. Only my cousin and I remained. He came over to chat. I told him about the movie we'd seen. Mid-chat, we glanced out the window. Outside was a parking lot, open and empty as well. We saw a tall figure staggering back and forth, acting very strange and suspicious. We couldn't see any details, only that he was there at all. We chatted until he neared the window, so we saw him more clearly. He wore a ragged sweater and knit cap. His hair was long and sparse. His face had acne and scars, bloodshot eyes, like he wanted to kill you outright. His sudden move toward the window was a little strange, but things quickly got much worse. He pounded the window, screaming like a maniac. I froze, and my cousin ordered his aide to stop him right away. I'm not sure he heard me, but after what felt long, maybe 15 seconds, he stopped at last. Then he vanished from our view. Oddly, we had no idea. This was only the start. 1 minute later, Choosi returned again. He told my cousin and me that he had just seen a very strange guy outside the front window, waving his arms and yelling at nothing. We described who we saw. He confirmed it was the same. I told him we should wait till he leaves, then go, so he won't harm us now. We were petite girls in our early 20s, and we didn't want to get robbed or worse tonight. Then my 6'3", 200-pound, scary-looking cousin offered to help us right away, himself. After paying, we walked the short corridor to the front door. Before the turn, we heard someone shouting and cursing up ahead, loud and angry. It was that weird psycho. He was now inside the restaurant. Worse, he waved a small knife, shouting he'd kill anyone who tried to leave. He said he wanted money, right then. I'm 100% sure the restaurant didn't owe this man any money, and I didn't need anyone to tell me that. My cousin stepped in front to shield us, telling me and another worker to run to the back room. That worker is calling the police now. That lunatic started arguing with my cousin. He tried hard to calm things down. I wouldn't leave him either. Protective families just want loved ones safe. So, reluctantly, I chose to leave him for their peace. We ran to the back kitchen, shouting for him to return, telling him not to risk it playing hero. The struggle lasted about 20 seconds. My cousin finally listened to us and hid with us in the back room. The knife-carrying lunatic is heading right now for our opening, straight toward us, where the chefs leave the food trays to serve. Staff carry plates to customers there. He tried to squeeze in. Luckily, he couldn't, even if he forced his way in. We had pots and pans ready to protect ourselves if he attacked. He gave up the chase, walked to the front door. The police were waiting for him there. Next minutes, his standoff with police. At last, his foggy mind knew he wasn't worth shooting, so he surrendered. At last, the nightmare was over. Each of us exhaled, relieved. That's how it went. We spoke with the police for a while afterward. About an hour later, I took my friend back to his house and went back to my own home. Back in my safe home, I collapsed in tears. I should feel lucky. Even today, it hasn't gotten worse than it might have been. So, that's my story.